If you're brand new to using a Cronus Zen, it could be really overwhelming at first. So I'm going to try to make things a little simple for you guys. The game pack I'm going to show you how to set up today can be used on any FPS shooter game on the market. Doesn't matter which game it is, this game pack will work for it. This video shows you how to set it up. Don't forget to join our Discord and make sure you like and sub to the channel. Okay, this video assumes that you've already set up Zen Studios and updated your firmware. So what I want you guys to do at this point is take your Zen and we're going to plug in the programmer cable, which goes to the right hand side of your Cronus Zen. Open up Zen Studios, plug in the programmer cable, and you're going to get to this page. So from library compiler to programmer, we're going to go right up here to the programmer button. Click on that. You're going to see all of this. This is the script that we're working with. I'm going to put it in the trash for a minute. On the right hand side, this is your game packs. Scroll down until you see Doom Eternal right here. Now you can favorite it by hitting the star. And that goes right here to this tab, Doom Eternal, in the star section. All you've got to do, I lost it already. Okay, all you got to do is click Doom Eternal and drag it down. Now the reason I say Doom Eternal is the best one is because it has the most basic Cronuszen features that most people ask for. It's got anti-recoil, it's got the aim assist, and it's got rapid fire options. So I'm going to take you through those right now. These three yellow buttons, you don't have to worry about those. But if you hover over, you'll see that it'll give you a description of what these are. The only time you'd have to worry about this is if you play a different way. If you play classic, tactical, mirrored, then you'd have to change it to match the in-game setting of whatever your controller in the game is set up to, has to match. So moving down to anti-recoil, right here, click on this, you've got two different types. If you play inverted look in the game, the Cronuszen has to match that. So hit inverted Y for anti-recoil. Now from there you can set up the vertical anti-recoil and the horizontal recoil. So if your gun pulls all the way up, you put the vertical recoil up so that it starts to pull down. Now all the way up it's going to shoot straight to the floor. So start somewhere around 40 to 45. That's a good starting point. If it pulls down too far, then you want to reduce this. If it pulls up too much, just a little bit higher, and you'll figure out that little sweet spot where you can get it to act like a laser beam. Horizontal, same thing. If it pulls too much to the left, then you want to bring this to the left, and that'll bring it back. If it pulls too much to the right, bring this to the right. And the whole goal of it is to try to find what makes your gun feel like it's centering in. Moving down, you've got aim assist. And again, there's different options. You've got aim assist 1 and 2. These are really basic. The better one, in my opinion, is the first one, aim assist 1. So click on that, and then below that you have aim assist strength. Now what the aim assist does is it tells and sends a signal to your controller's joystick to shake, basically. And that little shake could be really extreme if you put this all the way up to 100 to the point that it's not tolerable to look at your screen. My suggestion is to start off around 35. Now, moving down, this is ADS fine tuning. I don't find this to be effective unless you're trying to do sniping. And the reason I say that is snipers with their quick flicks, that's a playstyle. This slows down your aim, speed. So if you aim down sights and then you try to strafe, it slows it down so you cannot use your right stick to flick as effectively. Some people might need that. I don't think it's useful, but give it a shot if you want. I'm going to leave it disabled for this video. Moving down with the active fire mod. This right here is what I'm talking about when I say something can fire fully automatic. A weapon that is a 3-round burst, like a battle rifle, it shoots in bursts of 3. All you'd have to do is change from disabled to adjustable rapid fire, and that will allow you to hold down the trigger and it will fire fully automatically. Now this does not change how the gun fires in the game. It does not change the speed of the firing. All you would do though is get the advantage of holding the trigger down so that it just fires consistently as a fully automatic weapon instead of pulling the trigger a bunch of times. Leave this at 5, does not have to be changed. Now fire mod activator is kind of a cool one. It fires instantly on fire, doesn't matter if you ADS or not, that's really cool, but there's options here. If you want to do something a little different with it. Aim down sights and fire, meaning it will only work if you're pulling down left trigger while you're holding down right trigger, or you can block aim down sight, which is left trigger, and just fire only. So in Destiny, for example, there's a gun called the Last Word. you could hit fire only for that hip fire weapon, and it won't activate if you pull down the left trigger, only when you pull the right. So then you could work on getting that to be more recoil, saved, I guess. But anyway, moving on. Active shot mod. There was a while that the jump shot in Modern Warfare and the Call of Duty games was pretty crazy. So this would mean if you hold down right trigger, your guy jumps up and down. Very hard to control the shot, but some people like it. And then this right here, I would leave this alone. Now, moving on down, auto melee is really cool. I would enable that. I think this is really cool. You hold down the melee button, and he melees automatically while you're holding it down, as opposed to having to constantly pull the button down. It's a little bit of an advantage, and it'll do the melee as fast as the character can physically do the melee. So you might get a bit of an advantage if the opponent misses his melee button at the same time that you're just holding your melee, so that it works in such a way that it's very quick and very consistent. And those are the big ones. But I like hair trigger. If you don't have a elite controller, a lot of people don't, this will activate something that feels like a hair trigger. And the whole goal of it would be the 10% pressure on the trigger will act as if you pulled it 100%. This could be another thing to give you a bit of an advantage, because as you pull the trigger down, it will start to fire before you fully pulled it down. That's a bit of a time saver. And if you don't have hair triggers on your controllers like the elite controllers do, then this is a good option to have for you. You can enable that. If anything, it's not going to hurt you to disable it either, because it's a little bit of a trick, but it's a good one. All right, that is it. That's everything in this game pack right here. It's very basic, which is awesome, and it's very user-friendly for beginners. You can always come back in here and set this up again if you need to change the values or anything like that, and you'll get a feel for how this works depending on the game. Another factor that will affect your in-game anti-recoil, by the way, is how high you set up your in-game sensitivity, your controller sensitivity. The higher your controller sensitivity, the lower this would need to be. So if it's a scale of 1 to 20 and you play at 20, this would probably need to be around 30. If you play at 5, this might need to be around 50. You're going to have to play around with the numbers a little bit and find out which one works for you, which is good because then you're getting user knowledge and experience with your Zen device, and you should do that. All right, close this out and then hit the save button over here. That's a home plate looking button, or the play button, the button. Yeah, you click the thing. It'll say saving to device, and after it's saved, all you have to do is hit OK, and you're done. Now you've got a really decent starting game pack for any FPS game that you want to start to play. All right, my dudes. Thank you so much. Hopefully you found this useful. Remember to like and sub to the channel. Remember, I love all you guys, and let's keep it Zen out there.